Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today we're going to check out the Target exclusive First Order Executioner. It's a 6-inch Black Series figure, so let's head to that table and check this one out. As usual, a quick look at the packaging. Of course, it's pretty standard red and black look. You get a nice look at the figure with the included axe through the window, and then you got the sketch artwork on the bottom right side of the Stormtrooper Executioner. On the side, no number since this is an exclusive. And on the back side, nothing new here. You got the larger image of the same artwork from the front side, along with a brief write-up about the Executioner carrying out the final justice of the First Order. Taking a look at the figure out of the packaging, I gotta say, I was expecting just a repaint of the already received Stormtrooper that we've got from The Force Awakens. But surprisingly, what we do have is a whole new head sculpt here with this figure. Most of you may know, or maybe some of you don't know, there was some subtle tweaks to the helmet design for The Last Jedi movie, and surprisingly it seems that that's carried forward on this release of the Stormtrooper Executioner. I'm going to put the basic Stormtrooper that we received from Force Awakens line on the right side of the screen, and on the left side is this Executioner version. And as you can see, kind of in that chin and mouth area, it is just a little bit of a smaller gap from that nose plate, if you will, to the chin area of the helmet for the Executioner than it is on the Force Awakens version. So they did go in, do a little bit of retooling there. You get a much better paint job of those silver markings showing on that chin area as well. That's one thing that's quite noticeable. Otherwise, as far as the painting and stuff in that helmet area, it is looking pretty good. The blacks are staying pretty much within the lines throughout that area, and that paint stripe just off to the side of the top of the helmet is looking pretty good too. Going down for the rest of the figure now, the sculpting to me looks exactly the same as all the other releases that we've received. Obviously with this one you do have some variations, and that's in the shoulder area. He's got this black shoulder armor piece with the white First Order emblem painted on there. And in the hand area this time you get a little bit of black separating that white armor piece from the inside of the white glove. So that is something else that's different on this figure. But sculpting through the chest is still looking good. Paint job's pretty decent through there too. Not that there's much to it, but you get the little black in that chest area, and then those, 6 black lines or so. Through the arm area itself, I do have a little bit of black splotches here and there from the paint spray. But aside from that, the white and black separation is looking pretty good. Through the belt area, I feel like things are looking much better this time around. The black was really bleeding through on the Force Awakens version, and this time it's a much cleaner white. It's really hard to say. Maybe this time they molded the belt in white and painted it black instead of trying to paint black white. I really can't tell by what I'm looking at here. One other difference with this figure that could just be due to him being an Executioner than a First Order Trooper is this larger pouch that you're seeing is all black instead of having a little bit of white on the front. And although this figure does not come with any other weapon aside from that Executioner blade, you do still have the holster molded onto the side of his leg. I don't know if you'd really call it a holster actually, but the Force Awakens version came with this smaller blaster pistol that kind of just stuck onto the leg. So no blaster included here, but you still get that spot to do that with. Otherwise, leg area is looking pretty decent. Still some kind of white overspray into the black here and there. It does make it look just a little bit sloppy. As far as the articulation goes, you get a bit of movement in the head area. It does swivel side to side, and you get a little bit of up and down. But that's pretty much it. Not too much, with a swivel there side to side like that. At the shoulder area, no problems getting that left arm straight out like this. But for his right arm, you're going to have to work it to do the same. First, this is about all you're going to get when you try and do it. You're just coming straight out. But if you twist that arm up a little bit, then you're able to swing it in more, and then you can turn it around. Otherwise, both arms do, of course, swing around. And then at the elbow area, you get your bend there. Not quite 90 degrees. Still kind of pretty short of that. And then, of course, you get your swiveling. For the wrist area, of course, they both swivel and move side to side. But unfortunately, that right wrist just doesn't get much movement to it. On that left hand, really no problem there. Pretty good range of motion. That waist articulation is up here underneath the armor, so you get a pretty good bend forward and back and twisting around. At the leg area, he's going to do the splits about like so. These little belt pieces kind of get in the way from allowing that movement. But otherwise, both legs are going to come out like that. And you get them going back a little bit. You do get your twisting on the inside of the thigh at that armor area there. Both legs are double jointed, so you get your range of motion in there. And then at the foot area, you get your forward and back, and then also the pivoting at the top of the foot. As far as his accessory, he does come with his axe. It's pretty nice looking. I feel like this part through here is just a little bit too large. I don't know, something proportionately doesn't feel right. But overall, it is pretty cool looking. I like the design to it. And these little blue pieces you can slide off. And then once you got that off, these pieces can fold down or in, however you want to say that. But within that weapon, inside that little area there, you do have some nice silver painting, some good sculpting to it. Through the handle area, you got a little bit of detailing in there with some kind of ribbing texture for these black parts, but otherwise it's all white. and really no problem getting it to fit in his hands. So overall, it is a cool looking figure. I am surprised by the helmet design update that we got with this figure. I figured it would just be a release of the First Order Trooper that we've already received, with just the differences in the paint operation through that helmet and the shoulder area. But I guess we got surprised with a little bit more on this one. And so that wraps up this look at the 6-inch Black Series Executioner figure. I'd love to know your thoughts on this figure in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.